Pedal extenders, only $5.99. Now your child can drive your car with ease. Okay, no, obviously not. But pedal extenders are extremely useful in a piano teaching studio. So if you're trying to figure out if you need a pedal extender, let me show you mine. So it's a little bit awkward because obviously it's a heavy object to hold up, but this is my pedal extender right here. It's called Allegro Ped. We'll put the link in the description, but the pedals go underneath these yokes and you set it up that they're the right height, that when the pedal is down, when the pedal is up, this pedal is up, and when it's down, it's down. When they were up, right? So that's what mine looks like. Now, what's more common, what I've seen more teachers have, is a box type, so you can't see that inner mechanism as much. Honestly, I would say whatever is available to you at a reasonable price is a good option to test it out. The Allegro Ped, that one came to me from the UK, which is why it was the best option for me, because there was none in Ireland directly. That's not going to be the best option for you if you're across the Atlantic, because it'll have to fly out across the Atlantic as far as I know. I do think they're still UK based. The different pros and cons of different models isn't going to be something I can cover because I don't have different models. However, I will give you some recommendations about whether you even need one in the first place. So, first of all, if you do not have students that are little, you don't need one. It's pretty simple. It is for small people to reach the pedals. So I would say if you teach students age 6 and under, it's going to be really useful for you. But if you don't generally teach students under 7, I think they can usually just wait until they can reach the pedal, because normally by even 7 in some cases, but age 8, they can kind of reach it by just sitting on closer to the front of the bench. They can reach the pedals from there, and I think that's usually adequate. You obviously also don't need it if you aren't going to use the pedal with students of this age. Something I'm a fan of, introducing the pedal nice and early. Not necessarily fancy legato pedaling or anything, but just having pieces where we put down the pedal for the whole thing and get to explore the sounds it creates and get just comfortable with the idea of using the pedal, so that it's not this scary big step to take when we get there later. Most of the time, I have this as our footstool. So I actually often put it, the way it's set up, I can sort of put it in place without actually putting the pedals, engaging the pedals, just by slotting it kind of so that the little felt pads there go under the pedals. And so a lot of the time in my lessons, it's actually set up like that. So my students are just using it as a footstool, and then I'll duck under and adjust it if we're going to use the pedal. Most of the time, as you saw there actually, I completely have the left pedal disengaged because it just makes it less confusing for my students if I'm saying use the pedal and only one really exists, only one is standing up as it were. So most of the time I don't use the left pedal part of it, although it's there if I have that come up with the student. The other question that comes up about this is whether students need one at home. I don't generally ask my students to get one, I just ask them to have a footstool at home. Some students maybe could use one, especially if they advance quite quickly at a very young age, but I'd say that's the exception more than the rule. But I have had a couple of parents who were very enthusiastic and just loved the idea, and they've either bought a pedal extender or in one case made one, which I loved, to give their child access to the pedal at home. So that's a little bit about pedal extenders. If you have any more questions about them, do leave them in the comments below.